I think goals are one of the biggest reason people fails, which sound completely insane because every successful person tells you to set goals. Bigger goal, more ambitious goal, more delusional goals. And yet, most people never reach them. The problem isn't your goals. The problem is that goals make you focus on outcomes. For example, you put goals that you want to lose 20 pounds. You want to make $10,000 a month. You want to start a business. Get 100,000 millions plus subscriber. It's all outcomes. And none of them are action. Okay? So most people forget that goals tell you where to look. The only thing that matters is what you do. And life reward what you do, not what you want. Because everybody want a six-pack abs, but very few people want to train consistently. Everybody want freedom, but everybody don't take the action that create it. Everybody want a nice house, a nice car, a beautiful girl. That's everybody goals. But very few people actually goes and pursue the business, uh, pursue the passion. Very few people does. They have that goals every single years, but they wake up every single day not doing it. I'll be honest with you. When I started all of this, I become very, very obsessed over income goals. I spend my days and night rewriting goals of making $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. And in a sense, I was obsessed with the number on the walls I put rather than what actually goes onto my daily habits. The funny thing is, the more that I watch those numbers, the more that I set those goals, the slower that it grew. I essentially became kind of stuck. I feel like I wasn't someone who's worthy of those goals because I never really made it. It slowly, slowly grew. I thought it would jump up or shot up exponentially. It didn't happen. I was really, really frustrated with what happened. And all my life, I was quick to give up. I really was quick to give up. Either that's at going to the gym or trying this, trying that. Every single time I see a result that is kind of mediocre, I quit. Maybe it has something to do with who I am and how I grew up. Because I was so quick to just quit. And those numbers that I never reached ever since I started my business. It was the 1K a month, the 5K a month, and the 10K a month. It just sat there on my wall, never really changed. It was to the point that I really think that, oh, maybe this is it. I should switch to something else. I should try crypto again. I should try NFTs again. I should just stop doing this. And there was one realization I made that I've heard from um, this book, which is Tim Ferriss, The 4 Hour Work Week. He said that you really can't control the outcome of anything. You can't control how much money go in and how much money come out. You can't control what people like you, who will talk with you. The only thing that you can control is your action. That's the only thing that really, really changes. Because nothing else in this world is in your control. Not even like how how your food tastes or like what came out after you put salt in it or something. What your action isn't in your control. Like the slightest thing that you might think, oh, I step on this pebbles or like I cross this road. Those things are never in your control. Because who put that road there before you? And blah 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 blah. Everything that you think that have significance never was in your control. The only thing that you have control over is your daily action. And that really made me realize that, huh, maybe I'm looking at this in a wrong way. Because I've thought that changing the goal is what will make me get to it. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should bring this number down a little bit, or like extend the date on this, or like reduce the date on this. No, it was never that. The only thing that I need to change every single day was the daily action. That was when I slowly started making something, and everything changes when I became obsessed with the daily action instead. Which is why oftentimes when I write goals, it's not even like that specific anymore. So I just say that, oh, I want to make 10K a month. Now, the important part is what can I break down? So, okay, I want to make 10K a month. What should I do in a week? Okay, what should I do in a day? Okay, what should I do in 24 hours? What should I do in this hours? So, goals create emotional higher lows. 'Cause if you're behind on schedules, you feel like a failure. If you're ahead, you essentially feel relaxed. But both are dangerous. If you have a daily action that you do, it doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care how ahead are you. Because no matter how ahead I am, I will still be making these videos. I will still be working on my business. Because that is essentially my habits nowadays. And the most successful people I know rarely think about what goals they have. It's a great starting point. But they think about raising the bars. The bar that they raise is there every day, okay? Because if they can just raise how they were compared to yesterday just by a little bit, they're already getting better. Because no matter how high of a goal you achieve, for example, I'm put this in the most extreme perspective, okay? You win the lottery today. You make 10, $20 million, and that clear all of your goals are making money. Okay, but with that big jump, where was your standard at? Maybe your standard was still at, oh, I make $1,000 a month, or like I live kind of poverty. That's where your standard is. Okay. And with that big jump, your goal may have been accomplished, but your standard have not moved. So guess what? A lot of people fell back down. That's why you've seen a lot of lottery winners fail, and they always just come back to their baseline. I've seen there's this guy who was a garbage man, and he won the lottery. He made so much money. He spent on cars, house, drugs, gambling, all of that. And guess what? In less than I think a couple of months, he came back to be a garbage man and have no money left because his standard never was raised. That's why they say rich people stay rich because their standard is high to the point that they are rich. Okay? So when you think about this, when you make a goal, let's say like, oh, I want to make $10,000 a month, you might need to start thinking about, oh, what daily action should I take toward it? You might not even know. Okay, so how would I make $10,000 a month? I would need to make about 3,000, 3.5 a week. Okay, now bring that down a little bit. How much I would need for a day? A couple $100? How can I make a couple $100 in a single day? Hmm, I could try publishing YouTube video and make content, or I could find a job that pay me about this amount. So when you set a standard higher for your everyday, you stop depending on the result to feel successful. You depend on your behavior, okay? And here's the weird part. Goals are temporary. Because the moment you hit one, you just feel a sense of, it's whatever. And then you're back to where square one. You look for another goals, another target, another finish line. And when you don't have a consistent system, your goals end. 'Cause that's how I was. So when I started all of this, my goals was to go to Japan. And I did just that. And it ended. That was the only thing that was driving me. And now that it's gone, what exactly is left for me to chase? My goals end. But luckily, I still have a system that I follows. I wake up, I work, I just keep going. And along the way, a different goal may pop up, or I've already made a different goals. But my system will never change. Set goals if you want direction, but don't build your identity around them. Build identity around your standard because your goal can change your month, but your standard can change your life.